been such a new project for this team. They only got together with BMW in October, like the end of October, because 90% of this team is the Ducati Xerox team that finished last year, and now they're going to run the BMWs for this season. See, this is the third year now that BMW has been in World Superbikes. They had a real strong first year, considering it was the first year really BMW had been racing at that level. So the second year really was a bit of a disappointment, not finishing in the top 10 with Troy or Ruben. And the opportunity to work with these guys that had been so experienced with Ducatis in the past, to get the BMWs with these people and this team. They were hoping, obviously, to run two teams this year and to bring on the development of the bike, and that's really the plan. Motivation's never a problem. I'm always motivated. I love the job, and I love riding a motorcycle, so motivation has never ever been a problem for me. You know, with the injuries and crashes and confidence, that's a different matter, because a rider always has this kind of roller coaster ride when it becomes to injuries, because I had a few massive crashes in '09 in MotoGP that cost me my job really in MotoGP. I had 9 6 places. I qualified second in my very first race, nearly on pole position. And, you know, because of the big crashes I had, starting my second year, when it needed to succeed.
Do you look back at that and go, that's a pivotal point? Where
but it always is. I was quickly up to speed in the Superbike on the Yamaha last year, and then I had a big crash here in the first race, which broke my hand and dislocated my AC joint in my shoulder. And then that became a difficult season again. I had a massive crash also in Monza. And I was a bit unlucky really with the injuries I had last year, so the speed wasn't too far away. I was always at the front, or close to the front, but it just didn't happen for one reason or another last year. So this year it's time, you know, I've got to really kind of like develop the bike and to get the BMW up to speed, but also keep consistent as well without trying too hard and crashing. You've got to just be have a lot of feel, and if you feel like you're on the edge of your particular package at that point, stay there, because there's no point in testing actually going above that point and risking crashing, because you will. The trick is to go faster when the bike improves in testing. In a race you don't have a choice, you've got to push a little bit more than the bike for yourself to get a better result. But in testing the trick is to keep getting faster and faster without pushing anymore, because the bike gets better. And sometimes you misjudge it a bit, because you know that's how fine a point we are on the bike, you know. I got all my favourite toys.
BMW don't make pianos.
No, but they do nice cars. So I've gone from having a really nice piano as a hobby to now driving a nice car, because Yamaha didn't make the car, so there's always a bonus to every job. But you know, with the music, I mean, Yamaha was great. I mean, all the band obviously were kitted out as well, you know, and Yamaha do everything really nice. So it was a good couple of years. It's a shame that relationship ended, because the band went out to America for the GP to play just for the MotoGP. I went to Japan twice just to promote the music things in where the pianos were made in Japan. So there's a lot of work, because when I was off the track I was doing something for the music as well, which I enjoyed though. Any muso that plays as a hobby will know that if you play at a decent standard, going out and performing in a gig, especially in a band where you can hide behind a few people that know a few more riffs than you, it is easy. It doesn't take any concentration really, it's just enjoyable. When you do a job that requires the ultimate concentration, that you don't have that luxury. But the actual playing part for me in performing was never even an issue for me to do. And you know, if I'd have qualified on pole position in Qatar in my first race, and the MotoGP career would have gone as I planned it to, I'm sure a few riders would have been having piano lessons or guitar lessons as well, thinking that that's the secret to being fast as well. So you know, if things are going bad, people will look at your lifestyle to think what could be the problem as well, without actually looking what the issues are. And when things were going a bit pear-shaped in MotoGP, all of a sudden me playing the piano was a bit of an issue. But you know, I know myself how much commitment I need to put into this job and how much time I need to put into it. and the piano just helps because everybody needs to shut off, nobody needs to get away from it, and that's my thing. I stay in Melbourne for all week. I've got a couple of friends that live around that area, so just spend some time up there. Really enjoy it. I really enjoy this trip though. The track's, if not the best in the world, it's close to, and the place with just Phillip Island itself, it's so nice and calm, and the fans are always great. I mean, the Superbike fans are really enthusiastic over here, and rightly so, because you've had some great riders in the past, Troy Bayliss, Troy Corser, and so you've had some good success at Superbike level. It was a step back when I came back, for sure, because I built myself up and then went to MotoGP, and I wanted the same success there that I had in Superbike, and it looked like it was going that way, and then a few injuries and a few crashes just spoiled the rhythm. So I found myself back in Superbike, but when I look at it another way, this is where I grew up and this is where I learnt my trade, and I've got so many friends here because I've raced in this paddock since I was 17 years old, in Supersport and Superbike, so many years now.